launched into the ground, the last mortar, the thud that didn't explode, but it's buzzing. It's got a ring to it. It's so I'm run. We run it. So you got tac vests, helmets, everything. We all run. We call it in, and when you call a weapon like this in, you have to tag it so the explosive ordnance team can come blow it up so it won't be a danger to anybody else. And so I'm a team lead. So I have 75 people at this point that work for me. And so any one of them I could tell to go do it. And I remember the kid's job it was to do it, but I could see the terror on his eyes. I could see it on his face that he had to walk up to this thing and drop the flag next to it. And so I said, hey, give it to me. I got it. And he was like, no, sir, I got it. And I could see him trying to convince himself this is what he had to do. But I could see it was a mess inside for him. And we had a death earlier that woke me up to a lot of these people being there for the first time. And so I was like, nope, I got it. And I'll never forget, this is my first time ever flagging too. And I'm walking to it. And of course, I'm feeling very nervous. And then I'm feeling very scared. Then I'm feeling and then all of a sudden I felt nothing. Wow. The closer I got to the buzzing, all I could hear was the buzzing. There was no other sound. There was nothing else happening in my world other than me standing in front of this thing crying. Period. Yeah. I stood there and just cried. I don't even know for how long. And when I became aware of what happened, I dropped the flag and took off running. And that was my first experience. I've never had a piece like that. Like, I've never had this. I've had car accidents where I've survived and I can look back and see a moment, but I had never stood in the presence of a piece in the face of death, so to speak, at that moment and realized it than before that. And that was actually the unraveling of conditioning for me. That was when I start challenging a lot of stuff because that didn't make sense to me.